Tiffany Griff, another $50. Thank you, Sister Tiff. You are the donor of the day so far. $150 for Sister Tiffany representing California. Cash App, $ FDMG School. Cash App, $ FDMG School. Cash App, $ FDMG School. If you need to reach me, DrUmarJohnson.com, Dr. Umar Johnson at yahoo.com, 8444 Dr. Umar. Brother Jonathan, $25. Thank you, Brother Jonathan Weldon. $25. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Let's get back to the teachings. Let's get back to the teachings. Unity, identity, work, and effort. The liberation struggle takes work and effort. Black power and control over everything that we do. Black power and control over everything that we do. Remember, y'all, there can be no black power. Sister Lisa, $20. Thank you. There can be no black power without the black dollar. All the dates are on my website. You don't have to ask me. DrUmarJohnson.com. All the dates are on my website. You don't have to ask me. DrUmarJohnson.com. Start to unlock the key by doing what? How do we unlock the key, brothers and sisters? With education and economics. Train the children in the way they should go and empower the adults with employment. The purpose of employment is not just for money to pay bills. When the black community employs its own people, we can hold them accountable. When we employ our own people, we get to control behavior. Institutions control behavior. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. Institutions control behavior. Don't ever forget that. Institutions control behavior. Don't ever forget that. Institutions control behavior. Institutions. When you go to work, you got to dress a certain way. You got to talk a certain way. You got to act a certain way, or you can lose your job. Institutions control behavior. You go to church, you got to dress a certain way. You got to talk a certain way. You got to think a certain way, because institutions control behavior. You join a fraternity or a Masonic lodge, you got to talk a certain way. You got to dress a certain way. You got to act a certain way, because institutions control behavior. It is a combination lock. Wade, you ain't been listening. The two niches in the combination, the first two niches is education and employment. You ain't been paying attention. That's on you, not me. When you employ your own people, they will feel proud to be black. They will feel good about being black. Do you know how good our people will feel when they can get a job from us and they don't have to go begging him? Do you know how much better our people will feel when they can get a job from their own people and don't have to go begging somebody else for their jobs? See, let me get back to education. The reason I'm starting with the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, the reason the school is coming first, is because I have to change the collective consciousness of the American African. My mission in life is to change the collective consciousness of all African people, but I'm starting where I am. My sole mission in life is to change the collective consciousness of African people everywhere, but I'm starting where I am. With the two schools in Delaware. With the two schools in Delaware. With the two schools in Delaware. And what are we going to teach? What are we going to teach? And to all my EFI devotees out there, I got a special request. To all my EFI devotees out there, I got a special request. To all my EFI devotees, my Lukumi, my Palo, my Santeria, my Voodoo. I'm going to go to all my African spiritual families out there. Dogon, Kemetic Science, Akan System. I need y'all to do some extra prayers for me. And I want y'all to do some prayers for the school. And I'm going to call on all my Christian brothers and sisters. That's right. But only if your Jesus looks like you. If your Jesus does not look like you, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who have a black Christ in their life. I'm talking to those who have a black Christ in their life. If you have a black Christ in your life, say a couple extra prayers for me and say a couple extra prayers for the school. Say a couple of extra prayers for me and say a couple of extra prayers for the school. And for my Muslims out there who have an African-centered view of Islam, not Arab-centered. If you Arab-centered, I'm not talking to you. If you Arab-centered, I'm not talking to you. But if you are African-centered Islam, when you do your dua, when you make your salat, then you ask the supreme ruler of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, some extra blessings for Dr. Umar, some extra blessings for the school. I can use some prayer power right now because we got to push through. We got to push through. We had the school for 12 months. We got to push through. I need y'all to pray that we get the right electrician. I need y'all to pray that we get the right plumber. I need y'all to pray that we get the right HVAC specialist. I need y'all to pray we get the right fire alarm and sprinkler system company. I need y'all to pray that we get the right sign company, that we get the right networking company, the right internet company. Say a couple extra prayers because the Lord might bless you more than me. I believe in prayer. Yes, I do. But as the Bible tells you, worship without works is dead. Worship without works is dead. So we got to pray and then we got to get up and work. We got to pray, but then we got to get up and work. We got to pray, but then we got to get up and work, brothers and sisters. We got to pray, but then we got to get up and work. We got to pray, but then we got to get up and work. We got to pray, but then we got to get up off our black asses and do the work. The Quran tells you that the Lord will not change the condition of a people until they change it for themselves. The Quran tells you that the Lord will not change the condition of a people until they change it for themselves. Okay? Faith without works is dead. Thank you, Pharaoh Black. Faith without works is dead, brothers and sisters. So we got to pray and we got to do the work. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If somebody watching this right now is a licensed electrician for commercial, a licensed HVAC for commercial, a licensed plumber for commercial, a licensed fire alarm school system company, licensed sprinkler system for the school company, get in touch with me. Come walk through the school. Come walk through the school. But don't waste my time. I don't have a lot of it. I've had a lot of black folks reach out to me. They're not serious with helping. Don't waste my damn time. Don't waste my time. Okay? Okay? The next principle of, but what are we going to teach? Excuse me. We're going to teach agricultural and agronomical science. Agricultural and agronomical science. Every boy at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy will be a walking, talking, breathing Dr. George Washington Carver. A walking, talking, breathing Dr. George Washington Carver. Agricultural and agronomical science. We're going to buy a couple acres of land in Delaware. That's going to be the farm. That's going to be the farm. That's going to be the farm. We not playing with y'all. We not playing with y'all. One day a week will be dedicated to agricultural science. One day a week, we digging up the earth. We digging up the earth. Mama Ya Asante Wa, mother of the earth. We digging up the earth because we are the people of the earth. Grow our own crops, make our own food. We need a couple home economics teachers. Send your resume. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. We need some home economics teachers. Send your resume. We need some vegan chefs to come and train the kids. 90% raw and vegan. 90% raw and vegan. 90% raw and vegan. Send your resume, fdmgresumes@gmail.com. 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 Send your resume in. Yes, we need chemistry teacher. Of course. We have to do science, history and civics, language and English, mathematics. Those are required, so I don't need to mention them. We must do those. That's the law. That's automatic. You don't even have to ask that. Send your resume in, but you got to be natural, sisters. My beautiful African queens, I love you whether you natural or not, but again, I represent Pan-Africanism. You can't work at my school with a weave or a perm or some blonde hair. You can do that at the Afrocentric charter school. You're not doing that at my school. You can do that at some of these home schools they got out here. Some of these little basement schools. You can do it there, but you can't do that at my school. Okay? Can't do that at my school. You got to be natural, sister. Email for the resume, FDMGresumes with an S. Resumes, plural, FDMGresumes@gmail.com. At gmail.com. And then we also going to be teaching what? Military and political science. Military and political science, the art of war. With weapons, military science. Without weapons, political science. The art of war. With weapons, military science. Without weapons, political science. We will be teaching the art of war. With weapons, military science. Without weapons, political science. Two parts to the same whole. Two parts to the same whole. Military science, political science, and I will be the political science teacher. What is the requirement to come to my school? You got to be black, and your parents have to be able to pay the tuition. That's it. You have to be an African, and your parents have to be able to pay the tuition. But I want to make sure my parents understand there will be requirements for you to participate in the school. If you do not fulfill the parental obligations, your child will be removed and somebody will come in off the waiting list. I'm not playing with you black parents. Don't think you're going to come and do what you want to do because you're paying tuition, because this school will have a waiting list down the street and around the corner. Don't think you're going to come to this school and do what you want, because this school has a waiting list that is down the street and around the corner. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Political and military science, African martial arts. And I don't even want to tell y'all about the manhood training rites of passage program, which is embedded within the whole structure of FDMG. The manhood training rites of passage program, which is embedded in the whole structure of FDMG, because guess what? We're going to be going camping on a regular basis. We're going to teach your son how to go fishing with his bare hands. We're going to teach him how to start a fire with his bare hands. That's right. He's going to learn how to cut the animal up. Oh, yes. He's going to learn how to cook that chicken, cook that turkey, cook that deer. Oh, yes. We're going to go hunting. Oh, yes. And guess what? Although it is a boys' school, we will have male and female teachers because we need to have ma'at. Although it is a boys' school, we will have both male and female teachers because we want to have ma'at. We must have balance. Our boys need that masculine and feminine nurturance. There will be women and men at the school. But I'm telling you brothers right now, you get a job at FDMG and you think you're going to run through all my female teachers and start scandals in my school, I'm going to fire your black ass. I'm telling you right now, brothers. You know, women talk. They don't know how to keep their mouth shut. Women do not know how to keep their mouth shut. Come to my school and start romancing all my teachers and your ass will be fired. I'm not having those scandals. I'm not having those scandals. You touch her, you better wife her. Because if the reputation get around that you are not a good role model for black boys, your ass is out. I'm just keeping it gangster. I'm just keeping it gangster. I'm just keeping it gangster. Now, with regard to the female students, we do have two schools, right? We have the Honorable Marcus Garvey building, and we have the Honorable Frederick Douglass building. I anticipate within 3 to 5 years of opening the school, the girls will begin. I anticipate that within 3 to 5 years of opening the school, the Girls Academy will begin. The Anna Douglass Amy Garvey Academy. For revolutionary African queenship. The Anna Douglass Amy Garvey Academy for revolutionary African queenship. The Anna Douglass and Amy Garvey Academy for revolutionary African queenship, brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then we're going to teach economic and financial science. Economic and financial science. Economic and financial science. The laws of money, real estate, stock, investing, business planning. All of our children will start to think money from the time they get into the school. Not money from a materialistic angle. We are revolutionaries. We don't live for money. We don't live for materialism. They won't be taught money from a materialistic standpoint. They will be taught money from a nationalistic standpoint. We need money to nation build, not to buy Louis Vuitton, not to get Gucci rags, not to get Jordans, not to drive Mercedes. We need money to build banks. We need money to build supermarkets. We need money to build homes. We need money to put our people to work. We're talking about economic revolution. That's what we will be teaching at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. And then we will teach dietary and nutritional science. How to eat to live. Dietary and nutritional science. How to eat to live. Dietary and nutritional science. How to eat to live. We will be teaching that. We will have a monthly fast at the FDMG Academy. We will fast for 3 days as an offering to Almighty God to help us stay on our divine path to achieve our divine destiny. Oh, yes. We will have a meditation room at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I don't want to tell y'all everything because I get so hyped. It makes me want to cry because the school ain't ready yet. I don't want to tell y'all everything, brothers and sisters. I don't want to tell y'all everything, brothers and sisters. But we will have a meditation room. We will have the frankincense and the myrrh and the sage burning in the ancestral altar. And we will come in there and we will lock arms and we will meditate and we will worship the supreme ruler of the universe. And we will shout out the Orishas and the Loas and the Abusams and the Netters. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is not a charter school. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is not a public school. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Charlotte Gibbs, you can kiss my ass. Anyway, brothers and sisters, forgive me. Forgive me. But whenever I seek to teach the people, there's always a coon. There's always a coon. And then on top of that, and that was a coon with a weave in her damn head. Woman, please. You're not even worthy to speak my damn name walking around with the white man's, Korean man's hair on your goddamn head. You're not even worthy to address me, sister. You don't even embrace your African roots, your African heritage, your organic African self. Try loving who you are, and then you can talk to me. Love who you are, and then you can talk to me. Negro with a white woman, you can't talk to me. Embrace yourself, then you talk to me. The hell wrong with you coons? So anyway, we got military and political science, economic and financial science, dietary and nutritional science, agronomical and agronomical science. We got 2 more. We will have an ancestral altar at the school. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. We got 4 buildings. We got 4 buildings. We got a campus. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all think it's a game until y'all see the final works of Jermaine. Y'all think it's a game until you see the final works of the one called Jermaine. So anyhow, brothers and sisters, the fifth science is going to be the science of the black man and the black woman and the black community. This is where we teach the boys and the young ladies once we open how to relate to your queen, how to approach a woman, how to talk to a woman, how to treat a woman, how to defend a woman, how to organize a family. Okay? That's why for the girls' school, I'm going to be choosing women real well. Ladies, I'm telling you right now. Sisters, I cannot have damaged women teaching our girls. I cannot have damaged women teaching our girls. I cannot have damaged women teaching our girls. So ladies, if you sending in a resume for the girls' school, and make sure you specify. If you want to work at the boys' school, specify. Girls' school, specify. If it doesn't matter to you, say that. I'll work anywhere. It don't matter, girls' school, boys' school, I'm ready, Dr. Umar. But if you only want to work at the girls' school or the boys' school, specify. Men, I'm going to have some men in the girls' school, but not many, because I need to cut down as much as possible on any risks to the innocence of our young ladies. Okay, so there will be a few brothers in the girls' school, but not many. Not many, because a lot of y'all sick. A lot of us are sick. We got to have the right brothers around the sisters, and like we got to have the right sisters around the boys. Okay, we got to keep everything above ground here. But for the women who will be teaching our girls, you cannot have a trace of feminism in your blood. If you got a trace of feminism in your blood, you cannot teach our daughters, not at my school. If you have a trace of black male hatred in your blood, you cannot teach our daughters at our school. And you know that your hair better be, I don't know what's funny, Chris J. I don't want to block you. I don't know what's funny, because I'm being very serious here. I'm going to let you slide on that coon comment. Next comment, you get blocked. Sent into eternity, brother or sister, because Chris can be male or female. Okay? What kind of background check? That's common sense, brother Coco, sister Coco. It's a school, sister. You know what that means. FBI check, state child abuse check, state criminal check, and then I'm going to do my own FDMG background check. I got to do a coon check. So you got an FBI check, you got a child abuse check, you got a state criminal check, and you got a Dr. Umar coon check. I got to check the coons. I got to do a coon analysis and a coon screening. We have to screen for coons, because there can't be no coons at the school of the future. I got to do a coon check on you Negroes, because I know the FBI going to send me a coon. I know the Homeland Security going to send me a coon. I know the feminist movement going to send me a coon. The LGBTs going to send me a coon. Yes, Sister Yemoja. You cannot be married to an alien to work at my school in any capacity. Yes, I need security. Yes, we need security, brothers and sisters. Send your resume. Bus drivers, send your resume. Sports coaches, send your resume. We're going to rent the swimming pool that's near the school. We're going to have a swim team. Anybody? We got any swim coaches out there? Do we have any black swim coaches out there? Do we have anybody in the country who can come and coach the FDMG Pan-Africanist swim team? Swim team. Do we got any black coaches out there for the swim team? I need black coach for the swim team. We have 2 gymnasiums, so we're going to be running tournaments all year. We're going to have tournaments for the women, tournaments for the men, tournaments for the elders, kickball, volleyball, basketball, flag football. I'm telling you right now, Wilmington, Delaware is the new black Mecca. I'm just going to call it. I'm just going to call it. Wilmington, Delaware is the new black Mecca. I'm just going to call it what it is. Shout out to Wilmington, Delaware. Thanks for receiving me and accepting me. It's a few haters everywhere, but 99% of Delaware supports the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Sister came out the other day and helped me clean. She saw me on Instagram, came out and helped me clean. Thank you, sister. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Transsexual students. I'm not even going to comment on no foolishness like that. I'm not even going to comment on no foolishness like that. I'm not even going to comment on no foolishness like that. And then, once we teach science of the black man and black woman, our final curriculum is astrological and ancestral science. Astrological and ancestral science. Astrological and ancestral science, brothers and sisters. We will be teaching that at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Oh, and by the way, the philosophy and opinions of the Honorable Marcus Garvey will be a course. It won't be sprinkled into history. It won't be sprinkled into black history. It will be a course. You will study Garvey kindergarten through 12th grade. And by the way, my ancestor, my kinsman, my cousin, my blood relative, the philosophy of Frederick Douglass will be a course. It won't be sprinkled in. It will be a course. You will master it. Garvey scholars and Douglass scholars. Garvey scholars and Douglass scholars. Garvey scholars and Douglass scholars. Now you ask the question, what will the tuition be? Keep those donations coming. I ain't seen none in a while. $ FDMG school. Keep those donations coming. I ain't seen none in a while. $ FDMG school. Keep those donations coming. I ain't seen none in a while. $ FDMG school, brothers and sisters. Will I teach the Bible? In the spiritual and astrological course curriculum, I believe there will be a place for that. Because most of our people believe in the Bible. And I want my students to be able to relate to anybody. I want them to master your religion and ours. I want them to master your religion and ours. I'm going to have brothers from the Nation of Islam come in and teach on the Nation of Islam science. Why not? That's not my science, but we respect it, and we want our children to know it from the people who live it. I'm going to have the gods and earths come in and teach their science. That's not my science, but I want our children to understand it from the people who live it. I will have the African Hebrews come in and teach their science. That's not my science, but I want our children to understand it from the people who live it. I will have the Nawapians come in and teach their science. That's not my science. Thank you, Moona Gang, $15. That's not my science, but we want the children to know them all. I'm producing black gods. Your child's school getting them ready to be a college slave. I'm preparing our children to be black gods. This school is producing revolutionary Pan-African nationalist gods. That's what the hell we doing. Brother Witt, $25. Thank you, brother. You canceled the payment? Brother Witt, you canceled your $25? Must have a white girl. It's okay, brother. Love you anyway. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I am so serious about the school. I don't even like thinking about the school, y'all. I don't even think about it, except getting it fixed up. Because when my thoughts start rolling, I get all caught up, and I can just see our young men in their FDMG uniforms. I could just see them planting their own crops. I could see them marching to the cadence of the Garvey songs that we're going to be producing. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Our young girls will be taught the science of being a midwife and a doula. They won't be able to practice it, but they can learn the science of how to deliver a baby as children before they even get to the age where they can deliver babies. Y'all have no idea what we gonna do. Oh, Lord have mercy. Another coon. I guess you can't. Let me see if I can get him out of here. Nah, my Facebook frozen a little bit. I'll take him out later. I'll block him later. You need to talk to me personally. Don't give me your number because I'm not going to call you, but you can reach out to me. Send me an email. I prefer emails over voicemails. My email address is drumarjohnson@yahoo.com. drumarjohnson@yahoo.com. Thank you, Sister Keisha, $40. drumarjohnson@yahoo.com.